and welcome back for another fun-filled episode of the Huge Boob Corner. I am your host, Peter McLean, and I have to say, this episode has been now almost a year in the making. I was supposed to have her on during AVN this year, but certain health issues prevented her, but I'm so happy that we were able to make it work for her to come back, and I have to say, she's got some of the, and I'm not kidding, most amazingly epic boobs I have ever seen. And I cannot wait to talk to her all about them. Please welcome Demora Avarice.
Hi, everyone. How are you? Don't make me blush.
Oh, it's okay.
Thank
It's
you.
fine. I'm sure. It's a good thing this isn't live, right? You get
Yeah.
This is recorded. It's fine.
Yeah.
But no, you look amazing.
Thank you.
And I just wanted to say, like the at the airport, congratulations on the twins.
Oh my God, that was
How
so
crazy
funny.
was that?
It was like, and I mean, I had on like a regular T-shirt, but it wasn't. It was a size large, so
Yeah.
it's my regular size. It like shows a little bit.
Yeah. A little context: a woman at the airport thought she was pregnant.
Two
women, and it was her boobs.
Yeah. Like
So-
I'm used to kids saying it and being like, "Oh, your baby's getting really big," and I'm like, "Yep." Everybody looks different, and that's okay, And then this is like, these people are like, "So, what do you do?" I'm like, "Huh?" She was like, "What do you do?" I'm like, "Oh, no, these are just my boobs." And she was like, "No, your baby." And I literally had to stand up and like lift my shirt to here. And I'm
Yeah.
like, "No, like it's literally my boobs." She was like,
Oh,
"I'm so sorry." And then the other lady was like, with someone with your condition, you should probably have compression socks on. And I was like, what condition do I have? Tired? Because I am tired. She was like, the twins, baby, the twins. And I was like, well, compression socks aren't going to help my boobs.
Yeah.
She was like,
we're talking two different kinds
I'm
of
talking
twins.
to baby. I'm like, I'm not pregnant.
Wow.
It was,
Oh.
it was a trip.
That's oh man, and that's something because I normally, and again, you've seen the show. Normally, I'll save boob talk for the end, but because your boobs are so extraordinary, and I feel like there's a big journey, there's a big story to tell. I don't want to leave anything out.
Well, thank you.
So let's start on this yellow brick road to
Let's
Boob
do it.
Town.
Let's go to Boob Town.
All right. So what was there some sort of like inciting incident or thought where you were like, because first off, where did you start boob wise? Did you have any when you were okay?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I started out, I don't know if you want all of it.
Let's go.
I started out on the fetish side.
Okay.
I started out doing breast expansion.
Okay.
And I grew up very sheltered. I didn't know, I knew people like boobs and butts, some big, some little. That's it. Like super vanilla. Still super vanilla learning things.
Mm-hmm.
But so I started out doing breast expansion, which is like the boobs under the shirt growing. And you're like,
Yeah.
So I started out doing that. It moved to like belly and butt and hourglass and things like that.
Mhm.
And we were going through the pictures because I was super, super particular about the ones that went up because I wasn't comfortable in my skin.
Yeah.
And I scrolled back and I was like, wait, what is that? And it was just a picture from like an upward angle. And I had a more voluptuous, it was like an hourglass shoot. It was in Busty Professor. I don't know why I can remember that, but
Okay.
it just literally like, I felt beautiful.
Okay.
And it wasn't like cleavage and everything.
Mhm.
It just, I don't know, something about that picture. I was like, I like me like this.
Okay.
And then I have scoliosis, so I've always wanted something to sort of camouflage the hip
Okay.
crazy. And Grieve was finally like, okay, if you want to do it, just say yes or no. You don't get to ask specifics. Just if you want to do this, let me do this for you.
Mhm.
I was like, okay. Hardest decision I've ever made in my whole life because I'm not good at spending money on myself.
Okay.
And so I ended up doing my surgery and I was like, okay, let's perk the ladies back up,
Yeah.
after kids. So I did fat transfer. I did a BBL. I did the abdominoplasty, flankplasty, so they cut me all the way around. Had to sew my abdominal muscle together because one of the pregnancies, it got separated like 3.5 inches.
Oh, wow.
My first surgery was correcting the damage.
Okay.
And then
laying the foundation.
Yes. And then I was good until I wasn't. And then I'm like, can I do another one?
Okay.
What about another fat transfer? Just
So how did you come to learn about the fat? Like, was that an option that a doctor laid out for you, or did you do some research?
Grieve had done research on it because I wanted to stay as natural as possible.
Okay.
But I wanted more size.
Okay.
So that's where the fat transfers came to be.
And how does that how does that procedure go? Like, do they decide what area? Like, they take a part of some fat from a different area of you, and then they basically
you suck it out of one spot and shove it to the other.
Okay.
One of my mods says that it's all me. It's all my deck just reshuffled.
Okay. So what was that first procedure like then, in terms of how long did it take?
It was several hours.
Because is it like a liposuction in the beginning where they're sucking it out, or is it a different kind of extraction?
First surgery was, I had a hysterectomy. I had 2 C-sections. I had my abdominal muscle separated. That first surgery was literally piecing the puzzle that is me back together.
Okay.
That first surgery was a mess because there was so much to it. But
so it wasn't just the boobs. There were other things that they were doing.
My stomach was the main thing.
Okay.
The boobs and the butt was just an added bonus. That was the cherry on top.
Okay.
My first surgery was literally to fix me.
Okay.
But then you figure out what your donor spot's going to be. So I did like my inner thighs. I did my gobbler. Putting
the fat to better use.
Yes, exactly.
All right.
And then, you have to figure that out with your surgeon to figure out what would work, what may not work, if there's enough even there to be able to do it. And then,
how handy would that be? You realize you might have because everybody's got certain areas where I think they build fat. Yep. And then if you know what areas there are, you're like, you know what? I'll just keep taking it from there and putting it into a better area.
I'm just like, I had a little extra cake at Christmas. Can we
right? Yeah. Add a couple.
Just twist it off, twist it on, rub it in to smooth it out, and life is good. Merry Christmas.
Nice. Well, and
that would be amazing.
and what's interesting is because it has obviously because they look very natural, and I don't because I don't know how how where they put the fat in, if it's is it the same as say an implant where it's like over the muscle, under the muscle, or how does the fat transfer?
My first surgeon, I had 4, just one on each side of my areola.
Can the camera actually see a good amount of? I mean, really? Look at that.
Up?
I was going to say you could rest them on the table. I don't know if that helps. I don't know. Look at that. Look at that. Just have to get a full effect. That is amazing. I'm just real quick.
No, you're good.
Do you wake up and look down and just be amazed at what you see?
I'm honestly,
Grieve's got to.
Just happy to be comfortable in my skin.
Yeah. I'm sure that helps.
I'm just
that's nice.
I think it's funny because sometimes I'll smack Grieve with him.
Really?
My favorite thing to do, it's just the funniest thing to me is he'll be playing games, have his headset on with his friends, da-da-da-da, and I'll just be like,
boom,
smack the headset off of him. And he's like, mother. And they're like, she did it again, didn't she? And
if he's on cam, you can just walk through the thing and just distract all of his opponents or everybody else. Just be like, what was that?
It's just so funny to me. I think it's hilarious. Just smack him in the side of the head with a boob.
Boobs are pretty amazing.
Oh, by the way, I love you.
Yeah, right?
Smack.
That's a nice way to show love.
I thought so.
So, all right. So, sorry. Getting back to what we were talking about
how they went in.
How the transfer works, where they put it.
So, the ones that I did, one on each side of the areola, and used the rod to push it in where it needed to go.
Okay.
And then the other one did the implant cut.
Okay.
And he did it that way.
All right. So, and then how, what was the first recovery? Because it sounds like you had a lot done.
That
How long was that?
recovery was
that
a lot.
pretty tough?
I was sleeping in a recliner we actually went back and was like trying to get a amount of time.
Mm-hmm.
To us, it was like months and months and months, and apparently it was not. And we were like, there's no way. But I was sleeping in a recliner for, I'd say probably 6 weeks.
Okay.
On pillows.
Wow.
And stuff like that because BBL, you're not supposed to do direct pressure.
Surprised you weren't on some sort of like hammock or some sort of swing that suspended you like a sex swing or something.
Yeah, like I had pillows around me so that way, and I had to like readjust, which being a CNA, at least I knew all of that stuff so that I could prevent bed sores and anything like that.
Yeah. He
had to help me get up for the first couple weeks. It was a lot, but honestly, I tried not to cry. It's the best thing I ever did for myself.
Really?
I wish that I could go back and tell younger Demora, it's okay to do things for you.
Yeah. Well, and that's a big thing. That's a big recurring theme about a lot of the people I've had on the show is that a lot of the times because there's this impression that women get surgery to please men or because they're pressured or whatever. And it's like a lot of the time it's a personal desire.
100%.
And the happiness, and that's something that I'm trying to promote is the happiness that it's bringing. I know a lot of people want to cast these negative ideas and it's like, look, and now granted, everybody's different and everybody's journey is different, especially when it comes to their bodies.
Oh yeah.
But I love being able to meet people, who it's changed their life in so many positive ways. So
that's
beautiful.
I do a lot with mental health because my surgeries literally went hand in hand with my mental health.
Okay.
With my depression, with my anxiety, with my body dysmorphia. Body dysmorphia is such a real thing and people just brush it off. So that's a lot of what I do. Like I'm a large bust model, but my main thing is body positivity and try to reduce the stigma around mental health and plastic surgery.
Yeah.
Because I love Groove with everything in my soul, but I would never have a surgery to please him. Because if that surgery botches, that's on me.
Yeah.
He can walk away. That's on me.
Yeah.
And it's just a lot of people are like, I'm sure. And I'm like, that's between you and Jesus, but me and my surgeries is me.
Well, and I don't know what kind of feedback that you get. Obviously, you have a lot of fans and you have a lot of followers on social media. So I'm hoping that you don't get attacked too much.
I have honestly been so lucky. I, for the most part, have amazing interactions with my fans and have great feedback. I am blessed for that, and I will forever be thankful for that.
And that's wonderful.
I've gotten so lucky.
And your fan base has increased as your boobs have increased, which is nice.
Yeah,
right?
that's. I mean, the fact that I can do something that I enjoy and work with my best friend. And make it both of our full-time jobs because he does all the pictures and videos and all that stuff. Yeah. He's behind the camera. I'm in front of the camera. And we get to enjoy our work. And I get to be comfortable in my skin. Yeah.
And
it's nice.
You can't ask for anything better, really.
It's nice. I appreciate it.
So what was that first size jump? I mean, and how do you measure? Do you measure by cup size, bra size, or like, because I don't know if CCs can work. Or is it you don't even
Once you get to certain points, the bras are like, Yahtzee, that's your bra size now. Like, there's so many different ways to do it.
Do you wear bras a lot or are you usually...
I wear more sports bras.
Okay.
I've actually, since I did the expanders, because I didn't want to get a lift, I didn't want the areola cut. Yeah. So I got expanders to do the lift without having to do the actual cuts. Okay. Like without reducing sensitivity and all of that. But that's actually been helping. That's helped get them off of my stomach and stuff. Okay. So that I can wear bras again a little more comfortably. Okay. Which has been awesome because that's that extra bit of support. And, having the internal support has helped me a lot. So I've gotten lucky.
So how many fat transfer procedures did you have done?
4.
4. Okay.
Yes.
And did it?
And I did the BBL each time.
Okay.
Boobs and butt.
Oh, so you did both.
Yeah.
So you have 4 and 4.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. What made you decide to want to get? Was it because you wanted to look proportionate? Like, what was it that?
Because I'm really clumsy.
Really? How does BBL help with clumsiness? Is it like you?
Because I used to I fall all the time.
All the time. Okay.
I
okay.
walk into walls. I am just.
So it's adding
I am
cushion.
a genuinely clumsy person.
Okay.
And I got sick of bruising my tailbone.
Real? Oh, so it's okay. So protective covering. There you go.
It's because I'm clumsy.
All right.
And because I wanted the look of a butt, because I never got to have one. Like, this is probably more curved than my butt had.
Okay. Wow.
I mean, there may have been a little bump, but yeah.
Yeah. Well,
I always wanted a butt.
Yeah.
I didn't want like a super huge butt.
Mm-hmm.
But I was like, well.
You saved it for the boobs?
Yeah. I was like, well, if we're going in, may as well do the other one too.
Yeah. Was that something that the doctor suggested, or was that something you were like, hey, can we tack this on?
Nope, that was me.
Okay. Yep. So did they do the same amount of fat every time, or was it different volumes every time?
With my boobs. Sorry, I'm trying to think back because it's been a couple years.
Okay.
With my boobs, I did 800 cc's the first 2 times. I think 800 the second time. And then they were supposed to do 800, but did 400.
Okay. And did you get to? So you got to a point where the fat you maxed out on fat transfer, like they couldn't do anymore.
I can't do any more fat transfers.
Is it because like your body just can't? Like, what was it? What is it that
I don't have enough
of it
fat in a central location to make it worth? They would have to get like 5
little
out
bits
of here, 3
okay.
out, like, you know what I mean? And he
Okay.
was like, honestly, it's just not worth it.
Okay. So that led to having eventually going to expanders as a means of. Now, did you want the expanders to increase your size or just kind of stabilize? And
sorry.
No, it's okay.
So the reason I did the expanders, I have no interest in maxing them out and feeling as far as they'll go and all of that stuff.
Okay.
That's just not who I am. I prefer to still, I mean, yes, I have them, but
I don't even know how you find them in there.
It's right here.
I'm just
You just got to dig in a little bit.
I was going to say, because they're so large. I mean, obviously, like Greg probably knows because he's probably had enough feeling experience. But you know, from a visual standpoint, like they don't look like I couldn't tell you where they are in the boobs. It's like a scavenger hunt. Yeah, because they move, they look.
I
you know,
like I said, I have them for the internal support.
Okay.
And I have them for the internal structure, and then to do that lift because that's something that I had to do.
Okay.
I needed because it was too much pressure on my stomach and my xiphoid process.
Okay.
So I did the 1500 cc's, and I'm happy with that. Like if I decide to do a little bit more, like
you
as
can.
it settles, then I can, and if I don't, then I can take it out. I have options.
Yeah.
But it'll never be me maxing out the size.
Going to like 10,000 or.
I have no interest in doing that.
So you're happy with how they are now?
I am happiest in my skin that I've ever been.
Okay. That's fantastic.
I love it.
Well, and they defy kind of this reality where people think like, because you know people ask, well, how big can boobs get and stuff like that. But again, because yours are so unique. Like you're the first person I've ever met that actually has done fat transfer in their boobs. So I just like, is it something that you get asked about?
I do get asked about it a lot.
Like from other women that are curious about the procedure.
I've gotten asked about it from women. I've gotten asked about it from men. I've got asked about it from people that are wanting to transition. And I can only do so much because I'm not a surgeon.
Yeah.
But I do try to help. Like I will always tell them what my experience was. And then I'm like, but this is your experience. So you need to speak to a surgeon. These are a couple of things that I did to help, make myself feel more comfortable choosing a surgeon. Hopefully these might help for you too. But in the end, I can't give you those answers because I'm not a surgeon.
No.
You know?
But you have you have the person you can refer to and they can ask, but you're the kind of the template in terms of being able to talk to you and see what your experience has been.
And it's also, I started out busty.
Okay. Where'd you start? How'd you start?
Like a 36 IJ.
Oh, so you were already you're already doing pretty well.
And my skin had already stretched because, I had kids lactating and all that fun stuff. So I think that is probably playing into why my fat transfers had a higher success rate.
Okay.
Because usually it's like 40 to 60% is the survival rate. But mine ended up staying really, really well.
Okay.
But like I said, I had already had the stretch. My skin already had that elasticity and everything. Whereas some people don't have that. So it's going to be more pressure and things like that.
So did the fat transfers kind of fill out your chest a little more like before? Because sometimes with natural, very large, they can sag and they can stretch a little bit. Yeah. And so did you have that before you started getting it? Okay.
Yeah.
And then the fat transfers just kind of filled it all in.
That just perked the ladies back up.
So, I mean, was it an adjustment for the weight? Because how much more did they weigh after?
So I'm the kind of person I didn't want to commit to a surgery before knowing at least a general idea of what I was going to have to deal with.
Yeah.
Because I didn't want to regret it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's, having several pounds added onto you, that's a lot to deal with.
Yeah.
So I did saline infusions, which is temporary. It's like temporary boob drops. Some big cities have them actually at like tattoo parlors and stuff.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
And that's one of the things. Sorry, my eyeball's being crazy.
No, it's okay.
That's one of the things that I did because I wanted to be able to feel them, experience them. And my saline infusions were usually heavier than my my post-op of the fat transfers.
Okay.
But I'm happy about that because I knew that if I could handle it there, then I'd be able to handle it here.
Yeah. And what was it like when you had the expanders? Was it like, did they feel different when you woke up or what was that like?
Honestly, having that expander surgery was probably the easier of the surgeries on my body.
Really?
I did not expect that.
Interesting.
I didn't expect that at all.
Okay.
Excuse me. But I didn't get huge expanders either.
No.
So,
they're stabilizers.
Yeah.
Expander stabilizers.
Yeah. That was more for the internal support. And I was up and moving around. I mean, I was sore, of course, because it's a surgery.
Sure.
But overall, that was probably my easiest surgery that I've done.
So then how are the expanders then what are they doing exactly? Are they basically preventing your boobs from dropping? Like or is it like they're giving it extra support so that, say they're not as heavy? Like what is it that they're exactly doing for you?
They're doing the internal support.
Okay.
So I have my boob.
Yes.
Not sure if you've seen them before, but I have.
I am familiar with them. They're very nice.
I have my boob, and then it was putting a lot of pressure down on my stomach and on my xiphoid process to the point that I pretty much only
breathing difficult?
It got to the point that the weight was, pushing down.
Okay.
So, I mean, I was still able to breathe. My back wasn't horrible because that's one of the questions that I always get asked. How's your back?
I don't try to ask that.
My back honestly hurts more because of my scoliosis for the most part. If I'm unsupported and bouncing around a lot, yeah, I'm going to be sore from my boobs. But for the most part, it's not my boobs.
Okay.
But so the expander is just sort of lifting the mass a little bit.
Okay.
To where it doesn't hit as much.
Are they underneath? Like where exactly in the boobs are they?
Right here.
Right there.
Yeah, it's right here.
So funny. Because it's such a small portion of the real estate in there.
I think we figured it up that I'm like 1/7 expander or like 1/7 implant and the rest of it's me.
Yeah.
You just.
Oh my God.
You just got to
They're just so amazing. That's what they are. Like, I mean, no, don't get me wrong. I've had so many women on here with amazing boobs. But it's just, these are just, they're in their own universe.
I don't agree, but thank you.
Well, no, I just think because they're just so unique. That's why.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, there's just so. I mean, you've seen so many women that have incredible boobs and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And a lot of them, for instance, they wanted the procedures because they wanted to have them look as enhanced and unnatural as possible.
Yeah.
But you wanted to get as big as you could, as natural as you could.
Yeah.
So it's almost the opposite in that way. So, again, because you don't see, I mean, the only women I think I've seen that have boobs that large are ones that are fully natural and they have like macromastia or something where they actually have that condition where their boobs keep growing naturally.
Yeah.
So.
But then there's also, so with that, people are always excited to hear whenever you do fat transfers, the majority of my fat is now in my boobs and my butt. So if I do gain weight,
it's there.
It's going to be there
because that's where it kind of it's migrated.
Yeah.
So
it's not the micromastia, but there is still some natural growth that occurs.
Okay.
Because of the fat transfers.
Yeah. So in terms of doing the, because you do your modeling, which is your primary thing.
Yes.
But how did when they started to get really, really, because I guess since you started out with really big boobs naturally, I mean, did they change your life in any kind of way beyond like personally in regards, like, did you notice people looking at you different? Like, how did they, obviously, clothes, like what were some of the other things that you didn't?
Well, bras suck.
Yeah. Okay.
I've got a cough. Excuse me. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Bras suck. They usually dig into me, and
I can't imagine you can find any that actually fit you off the shelf.
I just sort of use ones that are like too tight and just hope for the best.
Yeah.
Bra extenders, get the little things that like help distribute the weight.
Yeah, because you also don't want the straps
honestly,
cutting into your shoulders.
Yeah. For the most part, I just wear sports bras.
Yeah, which I guess that's the easiest thing to do.
But now that I have the expanders, wearing a sports bra still gives the same appearance as a regular bra.
Okay.
Because it's got that extra bit of support.
Okay.
That normally I would need the regular bra for.
Mm-hmm.
And so now and it's more comfortable.
Yeah. Yeah. Nice. And I have to imagine, because again, when you were talking earlier about the airport incident and everything like that,
that was so funny.
You must have a lot of funny. Do you have a lot of funny like instances of people just random like
people get religious?
Really? and how so?
Jesus.
Oh, really? Okay. Praise the Lord. Look at those. Woo-hoo.
No, but oh gosh, the really funny ones, it's like, oh, love this guy's heart. I feel so bad. We were walking through Disney and like I wasn't even in like work clothes. I was just in regular clothes. And Grieve just follows behind me with the GoPro because it's just hilarious to get the reactions.
Yeah.
And he was like walking backwards and like taking a picture or something of his significant other and their kid. There was a stroller involved. And I was just like living my whole best life because I'm a Disney adult. And he accidentally, like I stepped back because like sort of collided because we didn't see each other. And he turned around and was like, I'm so Jesus. And his wife smacked the crap out of him, grabbed his shirt and like drug him across. And I was like,
that's not fair, though. Come on.
Sorry. I'm so sorry.
I mean,
I felt so bad.
I get it, but it's like how you're seeing boobs like this in real life. I mean, that's a one in a billion.
So bad.
Oh,
I felt like the devil. I felt so bad.
Well,
but it's also really funny because like most of the time, like I can see a difference between like the first two surgeries, maybe three versus the last two.
Okay.
And it's like, or you get like like they see me make eye contact and they're like, oh God, did you see me? And then now it's like, look, did you see those?
Well, because
And their significant others are like, no, look, you won't even get in trouble. Just look at them.
that's what I'm saying. It's not like, because huge boobs just get your attention.
And I'm just like, yeah, they're big. It's okay. Do you have questions? Because not everybody understands it.
Yeah.
Like, try to turn a negative into a positive. And usually they're like, are you serious right now? I'm like, yeah, if you have questions, talk to me. This is my body. You have questions. Let's figure it out.
I mean, we're better to talk about huge boobs than Disney, right? I mean, or do people actually stop you in public settings like that to be like, can I ask you something?
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
Okay. And you usually are just
I get stopped at Walmart. I get stopped I get stopped for pictures, and I'm okay with that. As long as you're respectful to me, I'm going to be respectful back.
Have you gone to like some foreign countries, like internationally?
No, not yet. That's a bucket list item.
Because I was going to say,
I want to so bad.
I'm thinking you go to Japan, right?
I want to.
That place, I'm serious. Like, I went to Japan and a random teenager wanted a photo with me. And I'm nothing. I'm like, he was just, you want to get a photo together? I was like, okay, sure. But you walk around like, I can't imagine you would draw
I'll go
crowds.
in a parka.
Well, would you want to walk around in a parka though? Really?
Depends on how cold it is.
Well, I mean, going during like go during like when the cherry blossoms.
That's one of my ones that I want to go.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think
I have horrible allergies, but I love cherry blossoms.
You'll deal with it.
I love cherry blossoms.
Oh, it's
beautiful. It makes my heart happy. I would give my whole entire left arm to experience that. In real life.
Oh, I'm sure, and I'm sure that that opportunities. I mean, I don't know how you travel in terms of like, can you do could you do a long haul flight? Okay.
Yeah, as long as it's more the babysitting.
Yeah.
So
true.
as long as the kids are good, then we can travel.
Sure.
It would have to be more of a quick trip type thing generally.
They have Disney in Tokyo as well. You can combine that.
That's also one of my bucket list items. I want to go to Seas. Because that has the Little Mermaid area.
Yeah, it's interesting because
and I want to go.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sure. Well, again, it's. I mean, so Japan would be like one of your top 5 countries.
Yeah.
Okay. So like, and I'm curious, are people? Because obviously, when you go to conventions or you whether it's for adult or because I know you go to other cons, like comic book stuff and everything like that. Are people just like, even if they've seen you before, do they just, when they see you in person, they're just like, wow, they're just not ready for what it's like in person?
There are some people that do. There are some people that don't. It just really depends.
Okay.
Like it's so odd. Sorry, my eyes being crazy.
No. I'm sorry that you have to be dealing with that.
It's my allergies.
Yeah.
We were talking about the cherry blossoms, and my body's like, oh, by the way.
Yep.
But we get so many reactions. We get so many positive reactions. We get a couple negative ones, but 9 out of 10 times I can turn those into positive ones because I just don't like people to judge other people.
Yeah. Well,
much less, especially because in the world that we're living in now, everything is so body specific.
Yeah.
If you're not a size 2, you're overweight and like pulling that body dysmorphia. And I'm like, no, if you have questions and you're going to be polite to me, or even if you're not going to be polite to me, then I don't have to be polite back. But I usually am anyways. Yeah. Because that's who I am. And I choose to be as good of a person as I can be. Yeah. Sometimes I have to get hateful.
Yeah, or just, again, because some people are just not going to be very courteous or polite. And
some people are rude. And you know what? That's just between them and Jesus. Let them do what they're going to do. Yeah. As long as it doesn't affect my kids. Yeah. You can hate on me all you want. I hope that at some point you can be comfortable in your skin.
I just can't
and
imagine.
have that experience.
I just can't imagine. Who would hate that? That's just, I mean, you're so
because
nice.
I look different.
Yeah, and that's the
okay though.
Yeah, well, but that's again
because some people aren't okay with something outside of the norm. Sometimes it's a jealousy thing. Sometimes it's who knows, the wind blew too hard today, and they're just out to get the world. They want, and I'm just like, if I can help by asking some questions, answering some questions,
being
having
available,
a good experience, then hopefully it'll help somebody else later on down the road. And if not, then you know what? I tried to be
That's
a
all
good
you can
person.
do. Yeah.
So
I just don't understand. I mean, maybe because I'm so biased towards loving them that to think of them as being something negative to me, I'm just like, that just seems such a foreign concept.
I honestly, before my surgeries, where I had my body dysmorphia, I still have my body dysmorphia, but where it was really, really strong, I felt bad because I lost cups after my kids.
Yeah.
And then I was like, wow, I'm really shallow because, I put all this self-worth into my looks.
Yeah.
But then we Grieve and I, talked it through, and we were, realizing that it's not that I was putting my self-worth into my body. It was, I had an ideal body type for myself, and it just happened to be more voluptuous.
Yeah. Oh, I think a lot of us do, though. A lot of us see the kind of people that we wish that we could look like.
Yeah.
And, I think that there are some instances where procedures can get you there. And then there's other times where
sometimes you just have to find a way to love you either way.
I mean, you're what, 4'11"?
4'11", sometimes and a half.
Okay. but that's the thing is that something people are surprised at, to see that how short you are in person?
Apparently I have a very tall personality.
Or just the way that you're shot in the pictures and stuff.
People are like, I thought you were way taller than what you are. Honestly, a lot of people, like at expos and stuff, I get a lot of comments about my height.
Yeah.
Because they're like, you present yourself in such a positive way, in such a confident way.
Yeah.
And I'm over here like, confidence is a really strong word because I don't have much. I'm still working on it.
Yeah.
The outside is better, but I'm still working hard every day on the inside.
Yeah.
And they're just like, I really thought that you were like 5'7". I'm like, nope, I'm not.
That's the same thing, because when we first met at AVN in 2023, I didn't realize how short you were when I saw you, and I was just like, oh, and
Demora?
yeah, right, there she is. And
I hear you, I just don't see you.
do you think that you might be a little, even though you're shorter, but because your boobs are so large, do you think that people still might be a little intimidated or afraid because they think, oh, she's,
A lot of people have said that they are very intimidated by me, which I don't understand at all.
Yeah, well, I mean,
because I just, that's not who I am. But it's that whole, if you don't want to offend somebody by mentioning a body.
Did you know
type,
that you have really huge boobs? Did you, like, people?
What?
No, that's what I'm saying. Like, people being like, does she know they're that big? Like, as if like you're not going to surprise her by mentioning, wow, those, I mean, if someone going, Jesus, doesn't bother you, I feel like there's nothing really that
Listen, I'm not going to judge your religion. You pray to whoever you want to.
Yeah.
Talk to them all.
Yeah. Buddha says get rid of earthly things, and I'm just like, but those are otherworldly things. That's what I believe in. Huge boobs are just ethereal and magical. So, but I actually saw that read something that I forgot what the name of it was, but I guess it's a worship. It's an actual like name for worshiping a huge butt. And I'm like, there's got to be a boob one. If there's a butt one, there's got to be a boob one.
Well, yeah, you would think so.
Because, but for instance, you go back in history, how many, fertility goddesses and figures were very curvy, busty
very
women.
Very voluptuous.
Yeah. Like that,
they had all the curves.
all of it. Yeah. Like that's that, like, I feel like the super skinny look has only been really considered the standard of beauty for maybe the last century, maybe.
Yeah.
But before that, it's curvier women is always been where it's at.
Yeah. I mean, I've always been that person. I'm like, you're beautiful regardless. Unless your personality is ugly, then you're just ugly.
Yeah.
Surgery can't fix
No.
that.
No. I mean, it's interesting because there are people that I think just the same thing with like money, with people say, oh, they changed when they got wealthy. And it's like, they probably didn't change. They probably just suppressed certain parts of their personality until they felt comfortable enough that they could just be who they were.
I can see that. Yeah.
And I think that this idea of, if a person gets more attractive, but then they become like a shittier person, I feel like they were always probably a shitty person. It's just they couldn't get away with it.
I do agree with that.
I
mean, some people do also have that. I'm trying to think of the word. Have it where like, oh God, what is the word I'm thinking of? My brain isn't working.
No, it's okay.
But I think some people do have it where they're like, oh, well, you owe me this. Because entitlement. That's the one.
Okay.
They maybe didn't come from, wealth or any of that.
Mm-hmm.
And then they're like, okay, well, I'm entitled to it now, so you better give me my damn money.
Yeah. Or there could be resentment, people that feel like they were treated poorly by either circumstances or their life. And now they're like, well, because I was treated so badly, now I'm just going to put that back out there. And it's terrible.
I try really, really hard not to do that.
No,
I try to stay humble.
Yeah.
Well, because like I used to work 4 jobs.
Wow.
I get to see my family more now than when I was doing CNA during COVID, working 6 and 7 days a week, 16-hour shifts, 3P to 7A.
Yeah.
If I was lucky, I got home at 7.
Yeah.
Or got out at 7, And I always hold on to that, and sometimes probably too much, because I am terrified to be like, okay, well, this is who I am now. Give me your money.
Yeah.
Like I don't like that vibe. I don't like that. That's not
you.
But I'm also the person that's like, I'm going to go shop at the clearance section because I know that this can go away at any point.
Yeah.
And I never want to take it for granted. I never want to take the fact that, this is my life and I get to travel and my kids get to have extra wants. Their needs are always going to be covered. I don't care if I have to work 12 jobs.
Yeah.
And it's not just me. Grieve does too. So don't start fussing at him.
Yeah. Yeah, you take care of the kids.
Yeah. But it's always, I will always try my best to stay humble and to be able to know that, I want to do, if I want something, I want to put in the work for it. I was also raised in a military family. So if I wanted something, I was raised that if you want it, you work your ass off until you get it.
Yeah.
And if you can't reach that, set a lower goal, achieve that, and get yourself closer.
Yeah. Because people will give up if they feel like they can't get to that.
Goals. Yeah. And that's the way that we've always tried to raise our children, knowing that, shit's going to get hard. Sometimes life really sucks.
It can.
But sometimes it's really great.
Especially when you have giant boobs.
Especially when you have giant boobs.
Did you ever think that you would become as successful doing the modeling as you have? You never thought that?
Hand to God.
Really?
If you would go back right now and tell me that this is going to be my job and I'm going to be enjoying my life doing this work, I would call you a liar straight to your face. Be like, no, I'm going in the medical field. This is what I want to be. This is complete opposite of anything that I would have ever imagined for myself.
And did you think your boobs were going to get to the amazing? Okay. So you never thought they'd be as big as they are. Okay.
No.
But you love them.
I do.
And
I do.
Yeah.
They make me happy.
I'm sure they make a lot of people happy.
I hope so.
No,
I hope so.
Yeah.
Because if I can make somebody's day a little bit brighter, then I'll call it a good day.
Yeah. Well, huge boobs are one of the best things for that.
It's just like working at the nursing home. Like, I loved being a CNA at the nursing home.
Yeah.
With the crazy color hair, because they're like, what? Why are you doing that to yourself? I'm like, because it makes me happy. What makes you happy?
Yeah.
And then this lady...
Were you popular with the males at the nursing home?
Males like to get gropey even before surgeries. That's just the thing that happens because
And
in their time,
yeah,
that was the norm.
Well, and also maybe being old, they just kind of be like, well, what do I have to lose?
Exactly.
I might be gone tomorrow.
Yep. There's also that 100%.
Do you think you caused maybe a couple of coronaries or heart attacks?
No, because I always tried really hard not to.
Okay.
Like I would wear double bras. I would,
How do you even try to hide those? Can you?
Well, I mean, if I'm in a baggier shirt and stuff.
Even still, though, I still feel like that'd be difficult.
I mean, you can still see a curve, but it's just going to look like I'm just bigger boned versus
having just giant boobs.
Yeah.
It's not form fitting.
Yeah. If I don't want to be noticed, I won't be noticed.
Okay.
Like that's just a thing that I.
So like when you go to Disney, for instance, do you try to be as maybe like modestly dressed as you can be?
I mean, I'm not going to go in a turtleneck.
No. I know. I'm just saying, though.
Well, a lot of people fuss at me for that, actually.
Really?
Yes.
Like
they're like, you're wearing a tank top? I'm like, yeah, it's 100 degrees outside.
Like, is that something you'd wear?
To Disney?
Or is that a little too risque for Disney?
I might do this at like Disney Springs, but I would definitely have a bra on.
Okay.
100% I would have a bra on.
Okay.
And I would probably like try and tuck them.
Yeah, sure. Yeah,
bit,
try to be a little more, yeah.
Because there's nothing wrong with somebody wearing a dress. There's nothing wrong with somebody wearing shorts and a tank top, especially if it's weather appropriate.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not going to go out there like it's going to be sticking out like this.
Like in a bikini or something.
I would never do that. Okay. Like, I do have a bikini that I wear around my family.
Okay.
But it's not like the little
the picture that you just posted, the Loyal Fan one, that was
it's not anything like that.
Yeah.
I do have a more family friendly bikini.
Yeah.
And it goes up past my stomach, it covers my butt, like but I can also have cleavage in a turtleneck. So
yeah, right. Yeah. They'll go everywhere.
Yeah.
So
but I mean I do dress differently depending on the situation. And whenever it's work time versus family time or just normal time. Normally, I'm at the store looking like a damn troll. I'm in pajamas. My hair's in a knot on top of my head. And I'm like,
Unless you were going to do some like store content that's just you in a store walking around. Which
then that's work clothes, but it's still appropriate. It's shorts and a tank top or a t-shirt or something like that. It's not like a little string bikini.
Yeah, no. I'm just, it's obviously because I imagine with boobs that large that trying to be more conservatively dressed can be a little trickier.
It can be.
Obviously just big clothes, but then again, sometimes,
But it doesn't always have to be.
Yeah.
Like I don't have to wear something 3 sizes too big in order to conceal it.
Yeah.
Like what I was wearing at the airport, I had on a pair of leggings and just a regular boat neck, or not boat neck, just regular t-shirt.
Well, I saw that video that you did at the, was it Luxor, that adult playground place? Like
that was so much fun.
Yeah, that looked
I loved that.
I'm glad that I didn't even know that was there. Where it was like this giant human-sized version of just like doing all this stuff.
The bop it and stuff.
Yeah.
They also have like the Velcro suit thing.
Okay.
And then you jump on the trampoline and you try and like put yourself on the bullseye.
Yeah.
Well, they didn't have
I was going to say, I don't think they could have found something that fit what you have.
Well, the one that would have fit me was being fixed, he said.
Okay.
But I still had a blast doing it. I tied my hair in a knot on top of my head and I was going to town. I was like,
yeah, right. No, you were looking like you were having a just super fun time.
I loved it.
Yeah.
I loved it so much. I cannot wait to go back there.
Yeah, but it looked like were you wearing like a couple sports bras there because you're running around?
I had on a regular bra and a sports bra.
Okay, yeah. So, and is that something that you would probably kind of wear around?
It just gives that extra little bit of support.
When you were doing something a little more active, as opposed to just because I can't imagine. I mean, I don't know if you're jogging places or if it's just if that's at that point.
Jogging's a cute word.
Yeah, I'm just saying.
If you ever see me running, something real big and bad's coming behind me. I didn't run. I've never been a cardio person.
Really? Okay.
I hate it.
Yeah. Well, huge boobs, unfortunately, are not very conducive for that for that kind of activity.
Yeah, it's never been my thing, even whenever I was small.
Yeah. So, like, because I guess you already had huge boobs, or before you had any procedures done. What was it about having bigger boobs that you felt was going to help you more in terms of how you saw yourself? Because
in my head, sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
No.
In my head, I was like a C cup.
Okay.
That's where the body dysmorphia comes in.
Yeah.
Like still now, like I know I'm big, but I'm not like
you're not in shock of yourself.
No.
Okay.
Like I still in my head, I still see me being smaller.
Okay.
I'm okay with it.
Yeah,
I'm not upset by it.
Yeah.
I am, like I said, I am more comfortable in my skin than I've ever been.
Yeah.
And I'm so thankful for it.
So you think the body dysmorphia will never completely go away?
Body dysmorphia is something that I'm going to have to work on for probably the majority of my life because it also goes hand in hand with my depression, my anxiety, my bipolar, my PTSD.
Yeah.
Like I have a whole damn bingo card of mental health disorders.
But the boobs have helped though. With dealing with some of that.
My surgeries, not just my boobs, just my surgeries in general.
Okay.
Like, because my abdominoplasty, my flankplasty, like the 360 cut, I had a full hysterectomy. I had 2 C-sections. I had 3 pregnancies. And my stomach was an actual triangle.
Okay.
Because our daughter had actually, like, she was in there like this.
Stretching out.
And she ripped my muscles.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So he actually had to go in and sew them back up. So
all right.
Body dysmorphia is going to, that's one of those ugly little things that is going to be with me for the rest of my life. But instead of fighting against it, now I fight with it.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to convince it to be on my team.
Yeah.
I
think you're making the best case you can.
Into a positive.
Yeah.
That's all I can do. Some days I win, some days it wins.
Okay.
Every day we're here together, and that's just the way it's going to be.
Yeah. So would you say that you have a favorite thing? Because I always that's the one question I tend to ask. You know, what's your favorite personal thing about having enormous boobs? If you have one.
No, I've never thought about it.
Really?
It's literally just been being comfortable in my skin.
Okay.
Being comfortable being me, feeling more me than I've ever felt. It's never been about, oh, I want big boobs, I want a big butt, I want,
Well, and that's interesting.
It's never been about that.
Yeah.
I honestly, I cannot give you a straight answer for that.
That's okay. But it's just because it's interesting how having...
I'm going to be thinking about it. I will message you if I think about it.
Yeah, or we can just have you back on the show.
Oh,
assuming that if you want to come back.
I would love that.
But like, because I just think about, it's interesting how your breast size, because it seemed like would you say your boobs are the most tied into your mental health in terms of, or is it been everything?
Honestly, I think it's a mix.
Okay.
Yes, I did have that voluptuous look in my head that I couldn't get out and into my body like that. But it's so stupid. It's just a little picture. It's not even a great picture. It's like I'm in a zipped up Fallout hoodie.
Yeah.
But it's something about that picture that I
just reminds you.
Or after my first saline infusion during SizeCon, it was an online SizeCon because of COVID. And I streamed my saline infusion and I was going through the pictures. Grievin went upstairs and I started sobbing.
Wow.
He came downstairs thinking someone was dead. Not a kid, obviously.
Yeah.
But I mean, I broke. And he was like, what is going on? And I was like, I liked that picture, and I just realized I wasn't doing like you twist and suck in your stomach and turn your head and click your heels 3 times thing.
Yeah.
And I was like, I liked me in that picture the way I am. That was after one of the saline infusions, where I was bustier, but it just hit me out of the blue. And it was just like, wow. Like, I felt pretty.
Okay.
I felt comfortable. I felt me. And I wasn't doing the twist and suck in and turn your head.
Yeah. It was
just me.
Yeah. I mean, and they've got to be so much fun, right? Like,
I enjoy them.
Do you get personal Just you enjoy having fun. I'm sure Grieve does. I'd be very surprised.
He suffers through.
Yeah, right. But it's like that, me or PS5 meme kind of, that's always out there. But
it's always the PS5.
Really? Okay. But
I would be mad if it wasn't.
Okay. But you get some.
I do enjoy them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I do get actual physical enjoyment as well as the mental.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like in terms of what? They just tend to kind of play with them? You just kind of.
It's not something that I'm just sitting here bored and I'm like. It's not something like that. But whenever we are together, it just. There's certain positions that we do that I'm like. I can feel like if I'm on top. He's holding on for dear life because it's like a life or death situation.
Yeah.
If one of those
what a way to go. What a way to go.
That's how if he gets his choice, that's the one he's choosing.
Put a big smile on that headstone. I went out and go in the best way possible.
Titties.
All right.
But whenever he's holding, there's a certain position or certain angle that I do. And I'm like, I can also feel the weight, not just him, and I don't know how to explain it, but I'm like, I like that.
Okay. Yeah. But no, it's because I think that they're the most fun body part on anybody.
Where's the squeakers though? I'm a little disappointed.
Really?
Squeaky, squeaky.
Yeah, I know.
Or the lights.
Maybe they can put. Well, I was gonna do. Yeah, right. I don't know if you can imagine somebody putting a squeaky toy in an implant, and every time.
Okay, so there was this one time whenever we were doing BE that we were doing the what is it 404 page not found.
Yeah.
And we were coming up with something for it, and the hairy. Spiky balls. They're not actually hairy. It's the silicone thing. Yeah. And then we turned them inside out.
Yeah.
And inside of them, it has that light up thing.
Yeah.
I had just randomly, I was on top. We were getting ready to do a BE video. And I don't remember what it was, but I had used that as the nipples.
Okay.
And I had just hit it the right way that they turned on.
Nice.
And we turned that into the 404 page
on
our website for years. It was just random.
Perfect.
Busted out laughing because I was, bigger and then those were just on there and it was like, all right, now we have shiny nitties.
Nice. So, and you like huge boobs on other women too? You love,
I love anybody how they are.
Okay. I wasn't trying to say that you dislike other. It's just.
But my thing is I don't do competition.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
If you're happy with your skin, I will be happy with your skin as long as it doesn't negatively affect my children. You do what you got to do.
Okay.
I will be here supporting you 100%. That's just how I am.
Yeah.
I am that person. I'm a helper. I'm a people pleaser. I'm that person that's like, yep, let's do it.
I was going to say, because someone who's got these incredible boobs, have there been boobs that you've seen at kind of where you were just, it made your eyes go, pop out where you're thinking to yourself, wow.
There have been, but it hasn't even been that it's a bigger size.
Okay.
It's just... Sometimes it's just the way that someone presents themselves.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Sometimes it's just they feel really confident and their smile is showing it. They're glowing.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's, holy crap, that's a really big set of boobs.
Yeah. I have to imagine you're probably usually the biggest boobs in the room. Typically?
Maybe. I don't know.
I
honestly don't, I don't judge it.
Yeah.
I'm like...
And I wasn't trying to make a comparison. I'm just saying,
I know.
Just a natural.
But I literally don't pay attention to that.
Okay.
It's just not something that I'm like, are those bigger than mine?
Yeah. Well, I think what's kind of interesting about yours is because you don't have I don't know if I don't think there's anybody that's got as large from fat trenchers as you do. So there is, but you see that there are some, that some people do try to turn it into a competition, or they do try to compare the sizes. And I feel like you're just, because you're often your own, you really don't have anybody to compare to because yours are so different.
I've just never been a competitive person.
Yeah.
Like my entire life. I'm just like, okay.
Yeah.
Do what you're going to do.
Yeah. Well, and I think with boobs, that kind of sets you up for some, it's because again, I feel like you can only go so big safely for every person.
Yes.
So it's not this.
And it's also like if your body has the elasticity, if your body can it very much is. Yeah. There's more that goes into it than the fans that are like, just push it to the max because that's the best thing ever.
Yeah. Do you get fans that want you to go bigger?
Oh, I've got, yes.
Really?
Anybody in the big boob area, the community is going to have those people that are like, just do it. Have you considered maxing them out? Did you know that you can max them out? When are you doing another fat transfer? And I'm like, I don't want to. Yeah. I can't.
Well, and
but also it's not your business, so don't be rude.
Yeah, and I never again. I've loved huge boobs for most of my life.
Yeah,
and I can't don't get me wrong. If somebody goes bigger and it's it looks good, they're happy with them and all this stuff. I'm like that. That's awesome.
Yes.
But I'm not sitting there telling you should go bigger. Yeah. I think you'd be better, or I think it would. Yeah. And I've never understood that because again, it's not up to me. It's not up for what I want. I mean, it's up to what you want. And as you said, as long as you're happy with what you have.
Yep. So, as long as you're happy, you're safe, and you're comfortable. But that should be all that matters.
But the fact that, because I've had women on that are talking about that boob greed that they have, where they want to keep going bigger for themselves.
And there's nothing wrong with that either.
I'm just saying.
I have that.
Yeah.
After my saline infusions, Grieve used to call it getting boob drunk.
Yeah.
Because I was like, yeah. I was just living my whole best life.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, can I do it again? Just one more.
Well, I mean,
okay.
I think what reinforces that when you were talking about is the fact that because that is what you consider the best, one of the best decisions you've ever made in your life. It's hard not to want, I imagine, to think to yourself this was so good. I wish I could do it again, or I wish I could enhance that feeling that you got from that initial thing.
That mental health boost.
Yeah.
It was, and it's not even that I have big boobs. Mm-hmm. It's literally just I wish that I could find a perfect way to explain. Sorry,
No. It's okay.
That gets me a little emotional because literally that I can't describe it. That being able to be comfortable in my skin is just.
There's no price on that. There's no
It really is.
Whatever was spent.
I wish I would have done it sooner. Mm-hmm. And that was really hard for me because we didn't have a lot of money.
Okay.
We had money.
Yeah.
Because we also during that period, Grieve was in law school. He couldn't work.
Yeah.
We added on 2 kids. We adopted my nephews. We had a lot going on. And it was almost a breath of fresh air being able to be like, you know what? I'm allowed to do something for me. Mm-hmm. I've gotten better at it. I'm still not good at it.
No, that's okay. Yeah, but
I'm still not good at, just being like, I'm doing whatever. Yeah. Surgery is my selfish thing.
Okay.
That I got to do.
Yeah. Well, and I'm so happy.
That's my selfish thing.
Well, and I'm so happy, and I'm sure a lot of people out there are extremely happy the fact that it's had such a positive effect on you, and the fact that that's something that you've been able to share to a lot of people and that they love. So it seems like it's a wonderful.
I've been so lucky.
Yeah.
I've been so blessed to have. Don't cry. To have fans that do support what's best for me, not just
what they want, what their desire,
their fantasy.
So
where that is still there, but there's days that I'm like, look, I'm I'm taking a mental health break. And they're like, you take as long as you need. We'll be here.
Yep.
The ones that matter will still be here.
Oh, obviously, yes.
And I appreciate them more than I could ever.
Well, I'm sure they appreciate you just as much. Words. And that's wonderful. So anyway, though, Demora, I hate to end it, but you were such an amazing guest.
Thank you.
And I
Thank you for having me.
I think that's the most I've talked about. I've talked about boobs on any episode, which sounds weird because the show is obviously centered around that. But I feel like we had to give them all the time in the world.
Well, thank you.
I hope you
and they appreciate it too.
Oh, well, I'm glad. So I hope you had a good time.
I had an amazing time. I am so sorry about AVN.
No.
But I am so thankful that you still allowed me to come.
Oh, you're more than worth the wait.
Have time on your show with you.
You were more than worth the wait, and I hope you want to come back.
Oh, absolutely, 100%.
All right, sounds good.
It's been amazing.
And to all of you out there in Huge Boob Land, we will see you next time. Bye.
Bye.